The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark.
Glory to you, O Lord.
When the evening had come, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let us go across to the other side." And leaving the crowd behind, they took Jesus with them in the boat, just as he was. Other boats were with him. A great windstorm arose, and the waves beat into the boat, so that the boat was already being swamped. But Jesus was in the stern, asleep on the cushion. And they woke him up and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" He woke up and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." Then the wind ceased, and there was a dead calm. Jesus said to them, "Why are you afraid? Have you still no faith?" They were filled with great awe and said to one another, "Who then is this that even the wind and the sea obey him?" The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
So in the Gospel, what we see is disciples were quite content. When the sea was very calm, they felt like, hey, we're the experts here. Many of us are fishermen, so we know exactly how to navigate on the water. So I'll take the steering wheel. Jesus, why don't you rest? Why don't you take a nap? Because I really don't need you right now. Or you can even jump to another boat, or you go elsewhere. You can help somebody else because I'm fine. That's how confident they felt. But what happens as soon as there's a great storm that arose, and then the stormy sea, and then the boat was rocking, and they got scared. And how quickly it got escalated to blaming Jesus, saying, "Jesus, you don't really care, do you? Because clearly you're asleep and you don't care that we're afraid." Is this something that you and I would say? Possibly, right? We could have let Jesus know because he's the captain of the ship. So someone who is in the stern, on the cushion, is the ship. The captain sitting at the back. So he can see where we're going and navigate. So when something happens, you wake up the captain, you let the captain know, right? Well, I need to inform you that this is what's happening. That's not what happened. They go straight to blaming him. But Jesus turns things around by saying, well, you have little faith. Like, why did you doubt? Very, very similar to many, many other instances as well, where one time when St. Peter was trying to walk on water, and because he doubted, he sank, and Jesus said, "You of little faith." It's about faith. Because Jesus is the Son of God, he is more than capable of carrying us all the way through the stormy sea to our safety. If you had a choice between going with somebody to one of those amusement park, those people, I haven't been there in ages, but people pay money to go on those rides, right? Like the drop zone and all kinds of scary roller coasters. Between that and somebody is very, very good driver, but he's going to say, like, I'm going to drive like crazy. I just bought my Ferrari. You want to go on rides with me? Which one did you choose? Like on the one hand, you have something very scary, but safety is guaranteed. But on the other hand, you have something, right, like scary, but there's no safety guaranteed. Something scary, but safety guaranteed means fun. But when you have exactly the same thing without the safety guarantee, it's dangerous. Jesus assures us, even though he might be looking like he's asleep, that Jesus will never abandon us. He will always be with us on the ship. And then the ship of Peter, or the bark of Peter, is a symbolism of the church. The church was rocked by scandals. Church was going through the persecution all throughout the history. The empires, the kingdoms, right? And political ideologies like Marxist ideology of communism, Calles government from Mexico. We have Napoleon. Many of these actors claimed that they could break and destroy the church, but they couldn't, because church is human and divine, just as Jesus is. The church has divine origin, and Jesus is with us, so we don't have to be afraid. Even though in our life, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. We are guaranteed to encounter storms in life. It could be finance, it could be health, it could be relationships, it could be personal failures, whatever it is that we are going through. In that moment, even though Jesus might look like he's asleep, he's not. He's with us. And the fathers of the church had different explanation. One explanation is that Jesus is trying to see how strong is our faith, to test us how strong our faith is, and how we can become dependent on him rather than being self-reliant on ourselves. And number two, we put him to sleep because we told him we don't need you. Either way, we know when we put Jesus in the captain's seat, put him in charge of all things, we know that he's more than capable of navigating through turbulent waters. Jesus knows exactly what's happening. So let us not be afraid. Let us turn to him. Let us trust him.